Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. Dion's Daily Dose for Tuesday, August 25th. Yes, it is later. I actually don't expect that many people to watch live today. You can catch up on it when you can, because I'm going to make this super quick so I can watch the RNC convention. Look, yesterday I went to the LaPorte County meeting. When you're walking up, this is kind of a PSA. When you're walking up, there's a sign that says basically all visitors have to enter through the courthouse entrance, except, hopefully you can hear me, except for when you are going to the council meetings. That you just kind of go around the little blocks that are there, and you can go into the county complex for the county council meeting. Like I said, there's a sign there. You don't need to go into the courthouse. You just go around the little tent and you go to, hey, Jack, good to see you. You go into the county complex. They will take your temperature when you go in, and a mask is required. They did. I was actually a few minutes late because I was trying to make sure that I was going to the right place. I wasn't sure. I had my cell phone on me. As you know, if you go into if you go in through the courthouse entrance, you can't have anything on you. But for the county council meeting, it's different. The major things from there, the League of Women Voters was present via remote. Had some muting issues there. She wanted to say they actually did. She talked about the anniversary of the right to vote for women, the 19th Amendment, and there's some things that I'll talk about later from that. But they did a resolution. The county council did a resolution to commemorate Equality Day. See here. So here's the big takeaways, right? The surveyor is working with the highway department on roads that need drainage. Mr. Santana said, in his opinion, there are not enough ordinances, and people just don't take care of their yards. It's just sad. I don't know how you feel about it. Personally, out in the county, people move to the county because there are not that many ordinances. You want people to have restrictions on what you can and can't do with your own property. You live in the city. You live in an HOA. Out in the county, my personal opinion is things are perfectly fine. But again, that's my opinion. So here's the big thing. So Judge Thorne was there, and he was actually asking for a salary increase for Deborah Leroy. Basically, just to break it down real quick, when she started, there was a certification that she hadn't quite got yet, so they put her salary less than the person who was there before. The person who had the job before was making $67,900. Deb is only making $56,000, but she did get the certification. So what George Thorne was asking was, can we backdate it? And they backdated it back to January. So yes. Let's see here. There's a couple of things that I want to touch on. There's a lot of numbers. I'm not going to get into all the numbers. I'll make a post about it. But it's just too much to get into here. It's essentially having to do with the Michigan City courthouse, the renovations that are going on, the relocation to the Brown Mackey building, and this is going to cost this is going to cost that, stuff like that. But so the big thing, a couple of takeaways that I thought were kind of important. Let me find it. One was there's some work that is going to be going on at the park, Red Mill Park. They're going to repave and the concrete in front of the dumpster, and they're going to fix the drainage problem because it's really flooding over there. One of the big takeaways, and I don't want to take up too much of your time, but I really think this is important. The LaPorte County coroner was there, and we need money for additional autopsies, right? That's what they were there for. They are asking for additional funds from the Riverboat Fund to pay for additional autopsies. Ordinarily, there are not that many fatal overdoses, but March, we had 2. April, there were 5. May, 5 fatal overdoses. Normally is between 0 and 2 a month. So June, luckily, July 1, August 0. Now, May, June, and July, though, we had over 31 non-fatal overdoses. So what they're looking at is they're going to be actually doing these autopsies in order to prosecute the dealing causing death statute. There are 2 ongoing cases. And ultimately, it's so that they can address the epidemic that is happening on the streets of LaPorte County. There are people, obviously, that are ODing, and it's not good, right? It's not good. I've talked about it before. Personally, I think this is money well spent. We need track them down, and I could get into all of that and talk about the various, how this strain is strain and everything is unique DNA wise, blah blah blah. But LaPorte County Probation is asking for 3 new computers. They have to these because they can't connect cameras to the current old ones. They need newer ones so that they can do cameras. I won't even go into all of that, but let's see here. So the other big thing is all of this money should be reimbursed. The money that I'm about to talk about should be reimbursed via the CARES Act, right? LaPorte County Sheriff is having a lot of overtime because they have to man the COVID screening stations. There are 2 that require pretty much constant people to monitor it, deputies, because my understanding is there was an incident that happened not that long ago, and there have been people that have been very irate because they don't want to be told what to do. They don't want to have their temperature taken or any of that stuff. And there's other overtime issues because 2 deputies have been out for various surgeries, and at least one this week was deployed for 2 weeks with the National Guard. So it seems to be everything pretty much standard. I will say this. There's one thing, though, that I think is that we talk about, and they all agreed, but this has been going on for quite a while. Let me find it here. It is for some kind of contract for service on the little monitors. There it is. The striker and cardiac monitor service for the ambulances, 3 AEDs. It covers software upgrades, maintenance, repairs, all that stuff. Obviously, really critical. The issue is that it hasn't been added to the annual budget. This has been going on for 6 to 7 years now. And every year they are coming in front of the council to ask for money for it out of the Riverboat Fund. Mr. Rosenbaum brought up, why isn't it in the annual budget? That's where it needs to be. And they all agreed, yeah, this needs to be added to the budget. So they're going to bring it up at the very early next meeting-ish to make sure that it gets added. So that's pretty much what's going on there. Like I said, there's a lot regarding the courthouse renovation. But the other thing that I wanted to tell you is I tried to do the Chesterton Town Council, and on the Facebook page and on the website for Chesterton, it says that until further notice, the meetings will be held online. But the last meeting that was actually broadcast was back in June. So I don't know if they've gone back to in person. It doesn't actually say. The next one, I'm going to do my best to try to get out there. This one, unfortunately, I was already at the LaPorte County Council one, so I wasn't able to go. My wife and I both looked and thought it was online, but we we even went to the link that was provided. And again, the last one that was televised was back in June. So I have the notes from the Porter County meeting from. The reason I'm late is because I was doing a podcast called Credentials Buffering. A couple of young people that are doing it. They reached out to me, asked if I'd be on, and I said, yeah, I'd love to. So I had signed up for that. I was planning on going to the Porter County Council one today myself, and the wife reminded me, she's like, you can't go. I was like, why not? Because you're doing a podcast. Oh, yeah. I hadn't checked my calendar yet. So before when I put the tweet out, whatever, the Facebook post, whatever it was, that I was going to do it. So I am going to do a more in-depth version of both of these, but I did want to touch base with you real quick, let you know how you attend the county council. I believe that you should attend your council meetings, see what's going on. I try to take copious notes. Obviously, I'm not going to cover everything right now, but I will kind of organize these and get it a little better for you. I appreciate you, stopping in with me, and I will get you the link. They said they'd try to get the podcast done, the link for it, and all uploaded and everything by Sunday. I will drop that for you as soon as I have it. The other thing is I will get the Porter County Council notes figured up so I can present you with the information there. There's a couple of interesting things there. A lot of it was budgetary, though. Liz went, a lot of it she couldn't hear. There was a handout that everyone else had that she didn't have that kind of listed the numbers and whatnot. But I will try to provide you with all the information that I can. And again, thank you, right? Thank you for actually tuning in. And I'm going to go watch the convention. So I didn't get a chance to, I saw some excerpts from last night's, but I was doing something else. So obviously, so tonight I'm going to do this one. So thank you. God bless you. God bless Indiana.